Hey everyone, welcome to Miami Life and Fitness. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a totally off topic, so not on my channel videos and topics, but we're going to talk about bullying and cyberbullying. And I'm going to talk about a specific person who actually had 27 comments back and forth with me, just trying to piss me off. Dude, you're such a loser. Stay tuned to see who it was. Alright, so everyone, this is going to be a topic about bullying, cyberbullying, and people that just have low self-esteem. So here we go. This video is dedicated to two people. This video is dedicated to me. Hi. And it's also dedicated to Donica in New York. She recently sent me a message. This happens to a lot of people, especially to women in our field, in the sport, in what we do, in our area of life. It is a personal choice that women want to be fit, look lean, defined, have muscle, and look muscular. It is our personal choice to be and look that way and live this way, and it is basically everyone's choice how they want to look and what they want their appearance to be. So this is something that happened to me recently, and okay, look, I'm a person who I got along with everybody, and I still get along with everybody my whole life. I get along with everybody. I've never been bullied, so this is actually something that has recently started to happen to me. But again, it doesn't happen often. It happened once before last year, and it's happening now. But again, it's only with certain individuals who basically lack their own self-esteem and have their own mental demons. So we're gonna get to it. And because this is a topic that is not my usual topic, I did write down a lot of notes. I did do a lot of research and wrote down a lot of specifics and points, just so that I'm referencing a psychologist and referencing research and referencing valid points as to where I'm getting my information from. So in case somebody wants to say something, it is what it is. So look, let's talk about bullying. Oh, by the way, before we get into this, look, if you see me like this, let's pretend we're taking pictures. Like, oh wow, she's so pretty. She has got a great smile, nice teeth, she's got great hair. It's so dark, thick, it's long, so pretty. She's got nice eyes. Da 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 da, right? Whatever you want to say about me. Everybody's, people always say my smile and my hair, so that's why I referenced it. Okay. You can't tell that I'm a bodybuilder. In this shirt, I could be a librarian, I could be a professor, I could be in the medical field, I could be a dentist, I could be a tennis instructor, I could be, I don't know. I could be an accountant. You really can't tell what I am in this shirt. So in this shirt, you cannot tell that I am into fitness. You can't even tell that I'm fit. You can't even tell that I'm a bodybuilder, right? So this is where this is gonna start. We're gonna start right here. So let's talk about cyberbullying, because then I'm gonna take off my shirt. So this video is gonna get really interesting really soon. So now when men see this, right? Now, when men see a woman who's fit, and a woman who has muscles, and a woman who has vascularity, and a woman who is basically completely defined, abs, no stomach, nice big legs, nice round shoulders, nice biceps, probably bigger than most men's, nice triceps, really no fat. I'm sitting at 10% body fat, and just completely cut up and ripped and jacked. And again, I really don't do anything. I'm not even injecting anything right now. So it's just crazy how I keep myself like this. But now all of a sudden, when you see this person, this image of this female like this, now all of a sudden you feel inferior, the bully, because now we may have more muscle than you, or you may come from an archaic place from decades and centuries ago, that you feel that women shouldn't look like this. Here's the truth of the matter. Women can look like whatever they want to look. If they want to dye their hair yellow, they can dye their hair yellow. Men, if you want to dye your hair purple and wear long earrings, you can do that, because you have the right to do whatever you want to. Okay? I've always been an advocate that people can literally do whatever they want. We have to find our happiness, and our mission in life is to find our happiness. So that is, my paper fell. So that is the thing of this video. So now we're going to let's talk about bullying and cyberbullying and trolling, okay? Bullying is a type of abuse, and it's separated into 4 different types of abuse: psychological, emotional, verbal, and physical, okay, and cyber. right? So you got cyber, emotional, psychological, and physical, and verbal. Those are the 4, okay? And cyber is use of an electronic means where you're basically hiding behind an electronic instrument, whether it's a phone, a tablet, a computer, whatever it is, and you are hiding so that you can hide and mask your appearance, which basically makes you feel more empowered, okay? And it's become very, very common, and it is, and they do this to elicit some type of reaction or a disruption, or for their own personal entertainment and amusement. That is the full-blown, basically the meaning of what bullying is. That is exactly what it is and what it's defined as. So it's basically you can use the force of coercion, hurtful teasing to threaten or abuse or intimidate. And people use offensive words. People use basically trying to attempt harmful words in order to intimidate you. And when they intimidate you, that is how they use their power of control over you, because they intimidate you, try to scare you, putting fear tactics, and then they have some type of hold or your control in order to make themselves feel empowered. And that's really what it's all about. So this form of behavior is repeated throughout all of their life, and it stems from a lack of power, and they feel empowered. Okay, there's a lack of power amongst oneself. So they have a lack of power over oneself. This is a way to establish social dominance or personal dominance with one person. Studies have shown that jealousy, envy, and resentment are huge motivating factors for bullying. And that's basically the stem and the core of it. So the person that has been bullying me, and we can go back to the short, and one of the shorts that I just did last week, I believe it was last Monday or Tuesday, I was wearing the blue outfit, and it was about the pre-workout. This is what I use for pre-workout, and instead of looking for the powder, I popped a pill in my mouth. So this person, of course, he's hiding behind a generic profile. He doesn't have his face, but there's a blue motorcycle. It is a crotch rocket. You can tell it's a jet bike. I love jet bikes, but I already know the type of individual, the type of lowlife that you are. His name is Jordan, Jourdan, at Jordan939538. Most bullies do this and act as a tool of their own concealed shame, and to boost their own self-esteem because they lacked it growing up. So what this means is it is not that child's fault that they have turned into this bully, into this very individual lowlife. And the reason why is because they lacked certain things, which are love, affection, and attention from their parents growing up. Maybe their parents weren't home, maybe their parents were drug addicts, alcoholics, probably what happened to you, or they just abused him, mistreated him, physical, verbal, emotional abuse. Maybe he got bullied himself as a kid in school. Maybe he got kicked around. Maybe his parents never bought him clothes and he shit his pants. We don't know. He peed on himself in class. We don't know. Everybody made fun of him. We don't know. But this is exactly where it comes from. These are the core factors of what psychologists have researched and studies about where exactly the bullying stems from. Okay. So psychologists say in particular, Baumeister says that he asserts that bullying, since they're prone to abusive behavior, have self-inflated egos and fragile egos. So they have such fragile egos that they have to self-inflate themselves because they have to make it up, because they have such a crappy self-esteem and self-proclaimed of who they are, that they have to make it up because they are a nobody. Okay. They're highly sensitive and easily offended. Then they react with violence and anger, which is exactly what this guy did. He reacted and with kind of aggressive words. He even used curse words. He used GD in God's name in vain. I think like right on the second response, "You're so GD ugly." And I'm thinking, you must be talking about your own mother, because I'm not ugly and everybody in my family is very good looking. So you got the wrong family here, bud. You got the wrong family. But anyway, that's what happened. He got easily offended. He got easily hurt. He got easily bothered, and he reacted in that way. So now let's continue. All of these people basically using their disrespects and insults, they have a lot of mental and psychological disorders. All of these people have a lot of mental issues, and they really need to see a psychologist, mainly a psychiatrist, because you need to balance those chemicals. So you have a very large imbalance in your brain, and you need to manage your mental state. You need to manage your mental health because you have a chemical imbalance because of everything and all the trauma that you are bringing in with all those suitcases from the back from when you were a child, from all the love and the attention that you didn't get. So you need to go see a psychologist and talk to them about that. Basically, they have their own issues with their own self-life, their own self-appearance, and depression is one of the root causes of bullying. So they have an issue, obviously, with themselves. A lot of it comes from anxiety. A lot of it comes from they feel weak and they feel like they have no power and they lack power, and depression, and then they don't like their own appearance. And so because of this, they have a lot of social awkwardness, and they also are, most of them are antisocial. They are antisocial, and obviously this comes from research and studies, from psychological studies and so forth. So, and this is true, and this is very true. Also, it is stated, as far as most studies, that most of these people who are bullies, they have very low education. They have low education, did not fulfill their education, did not continue their education past high school, if they even graduated, but they have lower social performance and lower school performance. This is another big issue, which kind of makes complete sense. So what are the main reasons for bullying? The 4 main reasons for bullying is you feel insecure, you feel powerless, and you have the need to control. And the way to control is not by physically holding somebody down or choking somebody. It's mainly controlling them by attempts of intimidating them with hurtful words, hurtful sayings, or embarrassing them in front of a group of people or in public. In this case, it's cyber, because it's internet, on social media, on whatever platform. And here it's YouTube. And so what people try to do, especially here on YouTube or other social media platforms, is that the cyberbullying and the trolling and the cyber stalking takes place because people are hiding behind a blue device, electronic device, and they're hiding behind closed doors, and there's a veil, and nobody can see who you are. A lot of them use VPNs and hide their servers. You can't even tell where they're coming from. So stay tuned, because I have a lot of information on what's on this guy Jordan's playlist. It's pretty scary. Stay tuned. Basically, you're just not happy with yourself. You are not happy, and this is how they feel that they can restore their self-esteem. When they feel somebody feel hurt, where they've put somebody down, that gives them power, because they feel happy because they're amusing themselves because they just put somebody down, and that gives them power. The same thing with feeling powerless. They feel power when they intimidate others. They kind of go together. They intimidate others, or they scare others using fear tactics, and especially embarrassing them in front of a group of people. Even if it's at work, it could be this can take place at work after even high school. This can take place in the workplace. So this can go on even as an adult. This happens all the time. And the last one is the need to control. So they try to control others and the factors because that they lack control of how they feel, whether it's at home or themselves. Maybe he has a wife who controls him, and so he has to control others and making others feel like caca. So usually there's issues with anxiety and trying to regain their own control because they are losing their own self-control. So, again, the best way to deal with these kind of low lives, basically they're waste of humans. We might as well just throw them in the ditch. The way to deal with these people is, 1, is to ignore them, and 2 is to never feed into their anger or their outbursts or their aggression or their intimidation tactics. And that's what I did. And I'm like, you're not gonna offend me. He called me butthurt. I didn't get butthurt. These things don't butthurt me, dude, or everybody out there. I don't get butthurt. If somebody calls me a man, you know what I say? Thank you. You know why? That's a compliment. Because if I look like a man, that means you lack in your masculinity. You lack in masculinity. You should be praising a woman that has self-respect for herself, for her health, for her body, and has the discipline enough to turn her body into an art piece where she's at 10% body fat all year round. and really has no health issues. So you should be praising that instead of knocking a woman down. Oh, not only that, but the comment that he deleted, the very last comment, he deleted it. He said that he's gonna come to Miami, fine me, because he comes to Miami twice, or he comes to Florida twice a year. You don't come to Miami twice a year. You probably go to Tallahassee, where the rest of the hillbillies are up there, right by Louisiana and Mississippi. Again, nothing wrong with people from Louisiana and Mississippi, but upstate Florida is not Miami and is not South Florida. You do not come to Miami, or else you would have written that. He comes to Florida. He probably goes to Ocala, again, where the other hillbillies are. So you don't come to Miami. That's number one. Number two, he says he was gonna beat me into the concrete. What type of man basically assaults and tries to intimidate a woman and assault via the internet, that he's gonna beat a woman into the ground? That right there just shows that you are not a man. No one should respect you. You don't respect yourself, and you don't respect women. And that is a clear indicator that you do not respect your mother. You probably never had one. She probably was a drug addict, or you didn't know who your mother was, or she didn't know who your dad was. So you have no respect for your mother and no respect for any other female in your family. Huge, huge problem there. Sorry for you, bud. You need help, mental help. Now let's talk about this guy's playlist. This is just to show you where his mental state is, and you can judge on your own if this person is a healthy mental person or not. This is his playlist. Autistic reporter enchanted by the prison's rigid routine. Okay, now we're talking about prison. The scientists find skeleton of the nature's first sexual predator. Apparently he gets off on this, and this sexually excites him. Scientists find a skeleton of the nature's first sexual predator. Imagine that. Hollow bullets are recalled. Okay, nothing wrong with bullets, but when you think of a person that has a sick mind, this has a lot to do with it. Police say the school shooter had a history of school shootings. I wonder why you're looking this up, and I wonder why this is on your playlist, along with sexual predators and hollow bullets. Let's continue. Ex-pedophile shares tips on how to make your kids less attractive. Listen, I don't have kids, but why would you want to make your kids less attractive? And why would you be talking about a pedophile? I mean, this guy has serious mental health issues, and we're not done. Then the next one is how to play golf against the man. How to play golf against the man whose wife you're banging on the side. Apparently this guy has no self-respect for people or for women. Again, just a clear indication of who this waste of human and waste of space is. How to play golf against a man whose wife you're banging on the side. Then he has a modern warfare game, and the next one is about a robot. He likes robots. He likes fake shit, fantasy shit robots. How to beat the island arc. As you can see, this kid is extremely disturbed. He has deep-rooted mental issues, and not for nothing, but he is probably gonna be one of those crazy people that we're gonna see on the news. This person is very dangerous mentally. He has a lot of mental health issues, and he is not a person who likes to be around others, doesn't respect life, doesn't respect others' life, definitely doesn't respect anything or anyone, and practically doesn't care about how he makes anybody feel. Not that I care, because you're not gonna hurt me, and you definitely don't bother me, because I respect myself, I respect my body, I love myself, I love my family, and I love my life, and I'm happy. So that's that. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about bullying and how it's just something really ugly, and when that happens to you, just either let it go, or you can confront them and let them know that you're not scared, and just be totally cool and nonchalant about it. Don't give in to them, because they're looking for your reaction, and they're looking for shock value. They're looking for shock. So just thank them, because it's a compliment to you, because that compliment is their way of showing their insecurity to you. So they're basically screaming out loud about how insecure they are when they intimidate you or attack you. So if anybody's being bullied out there, especially women who are competitors, women who are in the fitness realm, women who are in the sport, if you have muscles, if you are defined, if people keep calling you a man, if people say that you're transgender, if they keep saying that you're confused about who you are, you shouldn't look like that, women shouldn't have muscles, women shouldn't work out that hard, women shouldn't look bigger than men. Listen, you have to be happy with you, and as long as you're happy with you, then it doesn't matter what anybody else says. You do you, you live your life, and you be happy, and F all of those people who are insecure and who hate themselves and live in their own misery and in their own filth with a house full of mold. Okay, that is the bottom line. Be happy, do you, and ignore the bullies and take over and rise above them, because bullies in my life don't exist, and they shouldn't exist in yours either. They are a waste of life humans who their coffins are waiting for them down the block of their home. Actually, they don't have a home, they live in a trailer park. Like, share, subscribe, and comment below about what you think, your comments, has this happened to you, and what you did about it, if it happened to your wife, your girlfriend, your sister, your mom, anybody that you know, because it's something very, very serious, and it's something ugly. How can we offend somebody by calling somebody fat, but it's okay to call a woman a man? I just don't get it. Like, hello.